All right, everybody. So I know how everybody is feeling in regards to this whole amnesia trope. The whole entire plot of Count Saint Germain, the orchestrators, the Kosuka knife, everything like that going on in the background is something that everybody is excited to hear about, know about, and finally have some concrete information on in regards to the story's lore. However, with the characters and the place that they are in, it is such a mixed bag in regards to how the community feels, and I don't understand it. While I do get that the romance between Okarun and Momo is now being put on an even longer pause when we were just finally beginning to make some progress, but not only is the romance part of the story, it also shows just how much the main characters have done and how far they've come and how much they've changed. Because you do have moments like, of course, Ira, who, despite going through a lot of her major development in regards to becoming a group leader, realizing that she can kind of be two-faced a little bit and trying to be more honest and be more real, not only to herself, but to everybody around her. She doesn't realize that Momo has lost her memories, but I'm sure that once she kind of has all of that information settle in, she's going to very quickly realize this is her chance to move in on Okarun. Even when Momo hasn't been present yet, Ira is very clearly, you know, a bag of joy and more than willing to put her finger up above her head and do the whole spiritual thing that Okarun is doing to train, and do it with him, because as he's wandering around, everyone's laughing at him and making fun of him, because of course you see someone walking around doing this, rubbing their belly and doing this, I'd probably clown on bro too. However, they don't understand that he's a shonen protagonist and he is in the process of leveling up. I digress. Ira, who used to be one of the most popular girls in school, you know, her reputation has kind of been tarnished since she kind of admitted she lied about Momo and she's been hanging out with the less than valuables, but still, seeing her go out of her way to be there for Okarun when everyone around him is laughing at him and not understanding his inner struggle shows not just how far she's come, but also that her feelings for Okarun are somewhat real, even though we know she has the potential to be an outright bitch. Let's be completely honest with you. She is still an enjoyable character, and I know seeing her kind of move in on Okarun when Momo is not going to have the memories of the going steady relationship that they have, a lot of people are going to get upset. And I already know a lot of people are also upset with having Gigi potentially act as a conflict of love interest for Momo, who has now lost her memories and may just immediately just start falling into the easy pattern of Gigi. I think everyone is forgetting one specific thing that is going to throw all of this amnesia trope and all of this worry in regards to will Yuki no Butatsu be able to land this plotline on its feet is Okarun and Okarun's changing. Because sure, having Momo get reset all the way back to day one, level one, her powers have been basically albeit removed from her because she does not remember the awakening of power that she had. So she has to have a whole nother awakening. She doesn't remember any of the memories that has been formed over time, the journeys, the effort that has been put in, the kind of things that Okarun and Momo have been through that have just made their relationship and their connection stronger. All of that is just gone. And sure, you still have Ira's development, Gigi's development. Everybody's character is going to be different and they can pick up the slack now that Momo is no longer there. Honestly, Momo being small for a large period of time was probably like one of the best ways to have everyone go down their own path and prove that individually they can stand out and they don't need Momo to pick up for them every single time. Characters like Ira, Gigi, and even Okarun now are all going to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. Even though she doesn't have powers, any issues that come our way, we can probably handle now, especially once Okarun finishes his training and gains whatever power that he is slowly building up. This video is sponsored by GamerSupps, the ultimate energy and focus formula. Use my code NOOP now for 10% off, and thank you GamerSupps for sponsoring the channel. Seeing Ira and Momo go back and forth and start arguing with each other, it's so funny because even though they've never once had this interaction from Momo's mind, they're back to square one. They're right back to where, you know, everything is usual, because even Gigi's like all back to normal, and Okarun's like, no, this is all wrong. Some of the dynamics and character interactions are going to remain the same because, again, Momo as a character, if you really think about it, has been someone that has remained the most consistent overall. Everyone around her has changed, and I think that is becoming so much more apparent now that you really think about it. Sure, Momo has learned to accept people like Okarun, accept the things that she likes about Okarun, and be more honest with her feelings. But besides that, Momo, if you really think about it, has been one of the most stagnant characters. Not in a bad way, because I love Momo Ayase. Momo Ayase has done so much and shown how capable she is, how powerful she is, and how integral she is to the group. But if you really think about it, besides her powers, character-wise and development-wise, if you take out her romance with Okarun, Momo has mostly done the least amount of changing. So what I really truly do love about this path of story that we're going to take is now that we're in a place where all the friendships can go back to normal, right? Everybody's friendship, even though Momo is a little weirded out, Momo will still be able to get along with Vamola. Momo will probably still be able to get along with, maybe not Ira per se, but Kinta, her friends that she knew beforehand. Gigi's obviously still hanging out with him, and Gigi will do his best to guide the situation. However, Okarun, who's on his own now, who has had Momo bring him out of his shell, because remember, in the very beginning of DanDaDan, almost every single time Okarun was met with Momo, he wasn't sure if she wanted to be with him. He wasn't sure if she wanted to hang out with him. Even after the Evil Eye arc and everything like that, he thinks that when she's waiting for him at the school gate, he walks right past her because he still doesn't think that she cares that much about him. And Okarun remembers this and realizes how much Momo called out to him and how much Momo was there for him. And when Okarun didn't believe in himself and didn't believe that he was in the right place with the right people, Momo always reminded him that he was where he needed to be. And now that Momo is basically almost in an exact opposite position with an Uno reverse card, because Gigi says himself, Momo is worried, Momo is nervous. Momo knows that there's a large portion of her memory missing. All of these people that she's hanging out with and grouping up with, she barely remembers. And again, even though she's the same and all these people will be able to interact with her the same and those friendships will just naturally connect back together, that's how friendships are, that love that Okarun and Momo share might not be there. Okarun and Momo can still be friends, but all they've done to build their relationship is gone. However, this is where I'm shown evidence, at least in my eyes, that Yukinobu Tatsu knows exactly what he is doing, because this final page, this final moment here, where in every other instance throughout the entire series, in this moment, Okarun would have accepted his fate. Okarun would have said, fuck, Momo doesn't remember me. Momo forgets everything that we've been through. I guess this is the fate that I have to accept, and me and Momo can never be. I should have known that we could have never been together, and yada yada self-deprecating nonsense. However, that was Okarun that didn't have 210 plus chapters of growth and confidence built within him. Because something that has been shown to us since the Kozuka Knife Saga started is that even without Turbo Granny, even without spiritual powers, Okarun is still that kid that is willing to fight for the people he cares about. Fight for the girl that he loves. Even though he doesn't have powers, he'll put himself through danger to do what he can to help her. That's still the man that he is. And knowing that Momo is in a spot where she doesn't know who she can trust and she doesn't know who is on her side, this time it's Okarun's turn to be that confident beacon of hope in her life. When Okarun was unsure of himself and unsure of his place, Momo was always there for him. And now Okarun is in a place where he feels confident enough to be there for her. Now, when Momo is unclear and doesn't know who her friends are, who her true love is, Okarun's gonna do everything he can to show her, because that's the kind of man that Momo made him to be. And I just absolutely love that, because again, it shows us that the development of these characters is not being tossed aside, forgotten about, or dumbed down in any way, shape, or form to make room for extensions or expansions. And Tatsu is just, conveniently pushing the romance plot and kicking the can down the line for no reason. No, this is a chance for Okarun to not only show us how far he's come, but also a chance for maybe Momo to develop and change in a way that we haven't seen before. I am excited to hear what you guys all think about this, because again, the Kozuka Knife Saga has been nothing but peak in my eyes. I've been loving every single moment of it, and this chapter here inspires so much love in the series and the characters for me that I'm excited to see where this continues to go. And I hope that this chapter does the same for a lot of you guys. But honestly, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Seriously, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget that I have plenty of DanDaDan content that isn't just chapter reviews. I've got videos on Psycho's entire story and maybe her origins and history, Okarun's abilities and power, even full ranking videos and tier lists with DJ Miles or just on my own. I've got plenty of DanDaDan stuff on the main channel as well, the No Operator channel. So guys, if you are looking for more content, you can definitely find it, whether it's on this channel or my other ones. I love and appreciate you for watching. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next review, because we'll be covering it next week as well. Peace.